Alright, so welcome back to another video. In this video, I am going to be continuing my series of drawing other people's profile pictures or characters in my style. So if you haven't seen the first video, then go check it out because I highly recommend you watch that. I did Artistically Me's character or profile picture, and I turned it into my style and it went pretty good, although I did not like some things that were different from her style and my style, so yeah. If you don't know who Minty Sketchbook is, then go check her out. She is a pretty aesthetically pleasing art YouTuber, and she does a lot of challenges and sketchbook tours and all of that art content. So if you would like that, then go check her out. And honestly, I found Artistically Me through Minty's Sketchbook, and I found her through one of art TikTok videos, like the compilations, and I found her comment, and I like to look into some of the commenters' channels, and I looked into it and I saw her, and I was like, oh, this is pretty cool, and I realized that she gained like 1,000 subscribers in like a month. So yeah, good for her. So then I was like, what should I do for her, because I actually really admire her. And so I thought, why not I try to take her profile picture and change it into my style, just like what I did with Artistically Me's. And so I did that, and it was hard to say the least, because her style is very human-y. I would say it deals with a lot of human proportions, and my character's not like that. It has circles for arms. So yeah. But let's talk about the video. So for the sketch, I changed some things about the profile picture. First of all, she had like leaves in the background, and I changed the type of leaf to become palm tree leaves because I thought that would be more aesthetically pleasing, because I thought that the style was pretty summery. So I thought, why not just try and go on with the summer aesthetic and change the leaves. And if you notice, her profile picture character actually doesn't have a body. And so I had to make my own body. I was considering whether I should just leave it, a hanging head with two floating arms, but you know what, I was like, no, because it's weird. It's just a floating head. So I added a body as well. Now in the sketch, you'll see that I changed the style. I didn't really change too much. I changed the hands, of course, because my character's hands are circular. I don't really know why. I just made that character as is. So yeah. And also I changed the eyes, because the eyes in the normal profile picture looked very realistic, and mine was not realistic at all. So I changed it into more of my style. And for the line art, I actually used a pretty thick pen because I saw that her outline was not very thin. So I thought, to make it more of a cartoony feel, I thought I would just make it very thick so that it would look more like a cartoon, because my style's already like that. I don't know why, by the way, my style's like that. I built this character, I made it. I don't know how I come up with that monstrosity. It has a circular, puffy face with like circular arms. It's like a demon. But anyways, her character is actually really simple, honestly, compared to Artistically Me's. No offense, by the way, but her character is much more simple in terms of anatomy, and in the terms of detail, hers was much more simple and much more faster to do. I mean, comparing the time I did to do Artistically Me's and comparing it to Minty's sketchbook drawing, I'd say Minty's sketchbook was a lot faster and a lot more simpler. Now, of course, it wouldn't be a Honey Draws video without some negative comments on my own drawing. So I really don't like the eyes, specifically the eyes, because I like everything else, But the eyes, I don't know why, it seems so cartoony to the sense that it looks bad, if you know what I mean. For the artistically me one, it also had the same effect. I mean, I don't know. I have this style. I have to stick with it now, and I hate it. Now for the coloring, of course, I referenced from the actual photo, and actually the hair was extremely hard because the hair was like an orangey brown, but it also had a bit of red in the undertone. So I had to like pick different colors of browns, and I had to, I need to find a specific kind of brown. And eventually I found one that is close enough to the original one. And, it's not the perfect match, but it was a good enough job. And in this area, we say good enough. Oh, one thing I actually really like is the sketchbook, because the sketchbook was like a very hot pink, and I love that. I love that it's a very hot pink because it's so nice and it pops out a lot more compared to the other colors. And also the leaves were so annoying to draw. By this point I was like, oh, I wish I had done like normal leaves, because that would be so much easier to draw, because for this you have to color each individual leaf, and after a while it gets pretty annoying. It's so repetitive. I hate repetitive things, so this was a pain for me. Also, I changed the shape of the sun a bit, because originally I think it was a bit of an oval shape, and I turned it into like a perfect circle because it just looks better in my opinion. No offense to Minty's sketchbook, but to me, I think it just looks better. And for the body, I added a blue t-shirt because, as I said, she doesn't have a body, which I don't know how to explain it, but I added a body for you. There you go, Minty sketchbook. You can thank me later. Also, actually, for the coloring style, I actually followed her. Usually, when I color things, I color it with a harsh shading. I don't usually like blend it a lot, but for this time, since I wanted to follow her coloring style, I actually blended it a lot. And so the hair looked, I actually really liked the hair. The hair looks so good, in my opinion, anyways. But to me, the hair like this looks so similar to the original, and I actually really like it. And also, I actually shaded everything like this. And to me, I don't really like the blended style. I like it, but not so much. Because to me, the harsh shading method to me is much more easier to do. But this is also actually very cool, and also it makes like a cool design, especially for the hair. It creates like an effect, a shiny effect. So yeah, I actually really like it. But for the leaves, I used the harsh shading method because to me, I think that the leaves would be better using that method rather than the blended method, just because it's in the background, and I feel like if it was blended, it would be hard to notice the shading. So I thought, since it was in the background and it was very minuscule, I thought, why not just harshly shade it so that it would look better. And I actually really like that because the person in the middle has a blended look and the background has more of a harsh shaded look. So I actually really like that. Maybe I should do it more often. I don't know. I actually had a really fun time, drawing this. I usually don't really like the coloring process. I don't like the outlining process usually, but I also usually don't like the coloring process. But for this, I actually really liked the coloring process because there were two different kinds of coloring methods, and it made it a bit more interesting as well. And also the style was a bit more different than usual. I know it's my style, but it's not technically my style because I've seen a lot of people do this before, and it's just my way of drawing it. But I really like this like series / challenge, I don't know, because it changes the people's characters from what they usually draw and try to make it into your own kind of feel, but different as well. And here is the final result. And that's it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, then please consider subscribing to this channel and also liking this video. That would mean so much to me, and that tells me, hey, you enjoyed this video, so I'm gonna make more of it. As always, hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one, I guess. Bye!